morning. I have a question for you. How is it that every time I try to start a live, especially if I'm sitting out on my balcony, it's beautiful, it's quiet, it's lovely, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and the minute I turn live on, big trucks come down the street and start blowing their brakes and blowing their horns and making a racket. It never fails to amaze me how they know just exactly the moment that I put on my live. Anyway, here I am sitting in a back room instead to keep the noise down so you don't have to listen to the racket. We'll try to figure out how to stop that from happening at any rate. I wanted to do this live yesterday, however, at 9 o'clock in the morning, just as I was sitting with my coffee ready to get started, I got a client emergency that really was an emergency and needed to be dealt with immediately. So I postponed the live and went and dealt with that and worked with that client. And then the rest of my day just was one client after another, which is awesome. I love working with my clients. They're so amazing and get such amazing results. But it was 11:30 before I finished last night. And it was like, oh my goodness, I didn't do my live. So here I am today. We're going to work on a quieter day today. And I just wanted to share a little bit about what do you do when you get those kinds of days, when it's just like everybody's got something going on that really does need urgent attention. I mean, we're sometimes talking life and death issues here. And there are so many people that are needing help right now. My schedule is slammed as full as it can be. And I need to be able to protect my energy and be able to help each client purposely and carefully and with my full attention and energy to work with them. And so I need to have really good strategies for self-care. I need to have really good strategies for making sure that I'm doing the things that maintain myself, or I'll end up in the same position they are, worn out, rattled, physically manifesting issues of their overwork and overstress. And so I wanted to share just a couple of my self-care strategies with you this morning. So one, as you've seen probably a couple of times already, I take really good care of making sure I get a good breakfast that will get me going. Small, light, low carb, but definitely fuel my morning and keep me full for the whole morning. Beyond that, 20 minutes of exercise, usually a walk a day. I realize in the heat that most of you are experiencing, that may need to be early morning or late night, or there might be days when you don't want to go out in the heat and do that, and that's fine. Then find some other way. But you need to get your blood moving at least 20 minutes a day, every day, regardless of what you're doing. Whether that's on a treadmill, whether that's doing some yoga, whether that's doing, just doing planking on your floor. If you have nothing else and no space, just planking on your floor will do it for you. The old calisthenics, the push-ups, I don't care what you do something. If you can do nothing else, walk circles around your living room if you need to. But do something. If you don't get your blood moving, you will eventually develop a number of problems. And aside from that, that kind of exercise is so good for your mental space because it forces you to get into a rhythm of coordinating your body and your mind and your breathing. It all has to work together. And so commit to 20 minutes a day of something. I don't care what you commit to. Maybe in the comments, put what it is you're committing to, and we'll kind of help each other stay accountable to that. So don't hesitate to put in there whether you're going to walk 20 minutes or do yoga 20 minutes or do planking. You're not going to do planking for 20 minutes, believe me. You don't need 20 minutes of planking. But maybe work up to a goal of being able to do a 2-minute plank. That's a pretty good goal for most people. I mean, unless you're into fitness and are some kind of fitness instructor or, doing, multiple gym workouts, 2 minutes of planking is probably all you need. It does amazing things for the toning of your core, does amazing things for everything, but make sure you're doing it right. If you don't have my book, Pushing the Reset Button, you can get that for free. It's on all my websites, etc. I'll be happy to send it to you. You can put a comment here, we'll send it to you. There are proper instructions and a diagram of how to do planking properly so that you get the best benefit from it without doing any damage to yourself. So, eat right, get your 20 minutes in. Anybody can fit 20 minutes in somewhere in their day. And then when you do have really busy days like this, plan for less busy days, make sure you get your rest time. We realize that things go in waves, and sometimes there's a big crashing wave and it is heavy, but then you have to intentionally book time down where you can rest and relax and give your body that little bit of break. And make sure you're getting your sleep. If you're sitting up watching a movie or scrolling mindlessly on Facebook instead of going to bed, stop it. You need to go to bed. You should be aiming at 7 to 8 hours of rest a night, every night. If you're having trouble sleeping, well, you can book in and we'll help you with that. That's usually a solvable problem. But at least if you are in bed resting 7 to 8 hours a night, your body can regenerate. And the reason that's so important is that our body runs its cleaning cycles overnight while we're sleeping. Your body is not silent or vacant or turned off while you're sleeping. Your mind and your body are actually very active when you're sleeping. So it runs the cleaning cycle for your lungs. It runs the cleaning cycle for your liver, for your gallbladder, for all these, your large intestine. All these run overnight when you're supposed to be asleep. And if you're not asleep, they don't run as effectively. You can't keep your body going if you don't take out the trash once in a while. Your kitchen would be a mess if you didn't take out the trash every couple of days at the most. Usually every day. And your body's the same way. You have to allow the cleaning cycles to run, and those happen when you're sleeping. The one cleaning cycle that doesn't happen when you're sleeping is your brain, because your brain's busy coordinating all that, taking out the garbage. So how do you give your brain a rest? Well, that's what we actually call rest. And rest means keeping your brain still, no thinking, no mantras, no affirmations, no pictures, no visualization. Your mind's still and your body's still. If you can start with 2 minutes, that's great. If you can work up to 10 or 15 minutes, that's amazing. That 15 minutes a day of absolute rest, no thinking, no nothing going on in your brain, getting your brain to be still is sufficient for your brain to run its cleaning program. And I think part of why we're having such a epidemic of things like brain problems around Alzheimer's and dementia and memory loss and all these kinds of things is because we never give our brain a chance to rest. We never give it a chance to run its cleaning cycle. And so incorporating that into your day, if you can, is really important. And remember, rest and sleep are not the same thing. When you're sleeping, your brain is running all the other cleaning programs. When you're resting, your brain is cleaning itself. And so you want to get that rest in there. So this morning I didn't get up as early as I usually do, and I have a rest period booked right after lunch where I can take an hour and do my brain rest and just do my 20-minute walk and do my relaxing things to give myself a break after a really busy day yesterday. So you need to plan for the rhythms of your week and plan for the rhythms of your month even. I mean, we know that there are certain times that are more busy and others in everybody's work cycles and life cycles. And so you need to plan in that self-care for yourself as well. So down in the comments, put in what you are planning for your self-care and then commit yourself to that. It's really, really important. It doesn't need to be huge amounts of time. And yes, things like going for a massage and doing some of that kind of stuff are great self-care. But we tend to do those sort of like once a month, and that's just not enough. If you think of, how often you clean your kitchen and how often you need to wash your dishes and take out your trash, well, think of your body in similar terms. If you let things build up, they start to get smelly and go rotten and just don't work very well. And, well, your body needs the same kind of cleaning. So small amounts every day are much better than a big amount once a month. So that's all I wanted to share with you today, but self-care is really important. Resting for your brain is really important. If you want more information on how to rest your brain, we'll probably do another talk on that. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about some strategies of how to rest your brain, since most people find that difficult. I know when I first started learning to do that, I had no clue what rest meant. I didn't know how to shut off my brain. When I started this 18 years ago, and my instructor told me you need to rest for 4 minutes a day. I thought, well, I rest 4 minutes a day all the time. And she said, no, rest means your brain's not thinking. I go, my brain never not thinks. It's always going. It's always got something. And I thought that was a good thing until I learned that when it's always going, it's never cleaning. It has to shut off the program to do the cleaning. So I had to learn how to rest. I can now do it for 20 minutes when I want to. I usually do about 10 minutes a day. But even if you can get to 2 or 3 minutes, it's a big start. So let's talk about that tomorrow, and definitely love to see you all tomorrow, and I am going to try to do this at least twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. Alternate days, my co-coach Cheryl Hanna will be doing some as well, so don't hesitate to tune into her. And love to see you all. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.